Yo, what's good, everybody? Thanks for joining me on this insomniatic night, Monday, bringing you second video of the day because I can't sleep. So if you can't sleep either, here we are together. I've been meaning to do this book for a long time, and it's been about, I don't know, 10 years, maybe more, since I've read it last. So the premise escapes me, the theme kind of sticks with me, but Alan Moore's Promethea. This was one of the most hardcore books I've ever read in the modern day comic scene. I'll just read you this blurb to begin. University student Sophie Bangs lives in a present day New York City similar to our own, but one dominated by science. Its multi level constructions glow with neon glimmer, with talking billboards and gleam in the headlights of floating cars. But what interests Sophie isn't science, it's myth. Specifically, the recurring myths and stories of a mystic warrior woman named Promethea, whose origins seem to emerge from the dim memories of a 5th century Egypt, when a young girl fleeing from her father's murderers slips somehow into the realm of ancient gods, the Immateria. Researching a fictional trail through the centuries, Sophie calls on the widow of the most recent Prometheus scribe, Barbara Shelley, and quickly finds herself swept into a terrifying world of dark, deadly spirits and desperate heroics. In a dizzying chase across the city, Barbara begins to reveal the truth behind the Prometheus stories as she and Sophie struggle to save their own lives. Sophie has the key to their rescue. The power is within her. Will she have the resolve to use it? Join her on this journey of discovery through beautifully illustrated mystic realms and sorcerous perils as Sophie Bangs strives to take on the power of Promethea. One thing I do have to note here, J.H. Williams, the guy who draws this, fucking amazing. Some of the best art I've seen ever. Bar none. Wow. This was originally published in 2000, so as of this point, this is a 20-year-old story, making it vintage by today's market standards. That's a crazy thought. This came out the same year as JLA, the last video I did. Wow, there is this is the second Alan Moore book that I've done on this, YouTube channel, and this is the second Alan Moore book that's got writing in it. Watchmen had writing in it. V for Vendetta had writing, parts between the comics that were like in between the story, more detail, literally read between the lines sort of shit. So I'm gonna skip that like I did with the Providence one, and I'm just gonna go into it. Yeah, alright, America's Best Comics. Alexandria, 411 AD. The scribe says, well then, there is nothing for it. They are coming for me as they came for beautiful Hypatia. Best go now, beloved daughter. All my love and all the gods shall be about thee as a mantle. The little girl questions her father. Father, you will be killed. I know it. Oh, father, oh no, no. Be strong, child. We shall see each other in the westlands. And go now, my love, or I shall weaken. Go. Come out, devil worshipper. Come out and face us. He is playing some trick. My thoughts are all queer. No, we must ignore his bewitchments. Let's do what we came here for. But that guy is saying all of that. He is playing some tricks. My thoughts are all queer, they said. No, we must ignore his bewitchments. Let's do what we came here for. In Christ's name, make him stop. I'm going to be sick. Take that devil. Our thoughts are our own. In Christ's name, make him stop. I think I'm going to be sick. Take that, devil. Our thoughts are our own. So he's basically making these people say what he's saying. There, time claims him. Time and the radiant heavenly city. See, he's smiling. There. Time claims him. And the radiant heavenly city. Okay, so Promethea's father has some powers. New York, 1999 AD. You want dropping off where? Oh, so apparently in 1999, there's flying cars. I missed that back in my day. I had mine finished like weeks ago. Yeah, well, you're fat. My term paper was a discourage on Weeping Gorilla. I'd have finished 2 weeks ago. Oh, you slut. Weeping Gorilla is completely the best. I mean, what was your paper on again? Prostitutia? Prosthetica? Promethea. The same name turns up in 18th century poems, early newspaper strips, pulp magazines, and comic books. That's interesting. Weeping Gorilla is just pointless. Weeping Gorilla looks like a comic book in this universe. There is no point that the genius of Weeping Gorilla. So who are you interviewing? Her name is Barbara Shelley. She's the widow of the last guy who wrote the Promethea comic book. So Promethea is a comic within a comic. Great. Actually, her address is right near here if you want to drop me off. Hey guy, will there be a fine? Then you could run me over to St. Mark's Place. You're going to the Limp gig, huh? You know, Stacia, this Shelley woman sounded sort of like a bitch on the phone. Given the choice, I'd rather be out with you tonight. You want my body, you homo, admit it. Listen, I'll see you in college tomorrow. Good luck finding out about prolapsia. Promethea. Mrs. Shelley, I'm Sophie Bangs. I called last week about my paper on Promethea. Oh, you better come in. Thanks for seeing me. You must get lots of people asking about your husband's work. No, nobody. That's why I figured I'd better check you out. Listen, why are you interested in Promethea? On the phone you said something about folklore? Right, see, the name Promethea goes way back. She's first mentioned in this poem, A Fairy Romance, written by someone called Charlton Sennett in 1780. She's not a warrior in the poem. She's this fairy handmaiden. And then what? Well, then in 1901, the Hearst Syndicate runs this newspaper strip, Little Margie in Misty Magic Land, by Margaret Taylor Case. Margie has this sort of fairy companion named Promethea. So there's a coincidence. About the name? How's this folklore? Yeah, but see, Little Maggie ran until 1920. Now, during World War I, a popular story arose in the trenches about a warrior angel appearing to soldiers in need. She called herself Promethea. Half those guys had shell shock. Wait, it gets weirder. In 1924, this pulp magazine, Astonishing Stories, runs a series, Promethea, Warrior, Queen of High Brazil. Brazil spelled. Sorry, that scratching noise is my cat trying to bury something that's not there. Brazil spelled with an S in this case. This Promethea rules a science fantasy lost continent. A woman called Grace Branagh does some great covers. Listen, where's all this going? Astonishing Stories folds 1938. The publishers bought by a company who turned Promethea into a science hero comic. This guy, William Woolcott, writes it until 1970 when your late husband takes over. Meanwhile, there's all these urban legends about people meeting Promethea. Miss Bangs, look, I've been having second thoughts about this interview. It's late and I'm suddenly really tired. If I was you, I'd drop this whole Promethea thing right now. It's a nothing idea, you know? Now, if you excuse me. Huh? But my term paper. Listen, kid, you take my advice. You don't want to go looking for folklore, and you especially don't want folklore to come looking for you. And she closes the door. I don't believe it. Just like that, out in the cold. Alexandria, 411 AD. Father, it's getting dark and I'm scared. Father, please don't be dead. Please, I don't know where to go. She falls down. Daddy? Daddy, you said it'd be alright. I'm all on my own. Daddy, please save me. You said there'd be gods. You said they'd look after me. You promised, Daddy. You promised. A great light appears. New York, 1999. Ow. Sorry if we startled you there, young lady. Please don't be alarmed. This is purely routine. You may recognize us. We're New York's resident science heroes, the Five Swell Guys. We're just out on patrol as usual. Kenneth here had one of his psychic flashes about you. You're not being menaced by a strange, overwhelming forces by any chance? No, well, I'm having a lot of problems with completing my term paper, but that's all. So no extraterrestrial creatures bothering you, no government conspiracies, ancient demon cults, nothing like that. This interview I was doing didn't work out, so I was headed over to St. Mark's Place to see the English band The Limp. Kenneth, you've been a little off since your divorce, said one of the scientists. Heck, I felt so sure. Come on, Kenneth, you were sure that Betty wasn't sleeping with the aerobics instructor, too. Yee, burn. We're sorry to have bothered you, miss. Good luck with your term paper. Sure, no problem. Bye. Wow, the Five Swell Guys. That's like the JLA of this universe, so it's a big fucking deal, like the Avengers. Wait till I tell Stacia. She'll hemorrhage. Oh, fuck. Her shadow's moving. This is like Peter Pan, but like the shadow's more ink blotty, like from, that ink blot character from Batman Beyond, that lady. I think she's just named Ink. Hello? Hello. Yeah! Yeah! Oh god, Jesus! Mom! Buddha! She just realized her shadow tapped her on the fucking back. What did I do? I haven't done anything. I'm a college student. All I ever did was read books. What did I do? She's saying this as she's running. Her leg gets grabbed. Oh no! And hung upside down over the fucking building. Her shadow grabs her and dangles her over the building, Batman style. It says wrong books. And then just fucking drops her. Fucking shadow, motherfucker. Then we see feet with Greek sandals bouncing off an electric wire. Hoof! God damn it. Ooh, you could fly. Can I hell? Promethea rescued her. Ah, whoa. Climb up me onto the bridge, for Christ's sake. You think I can hang on here all day? No. No, I mean, okay, I'm climbing. Come on, hurry. That Smee is gonna be all over us. Please, I don't know what's happening. What's a Smee? That's funny that they named it Smee. It's very like Peter Pan-like for the shadow to come alive. And as you know, from Peter Pan, Smee was the first guy on, the first hand. I forget what the captain's second is. He's like number 2. So this is a Smee, this shadow figure. Don't worry. Huff. Don't worry, I'm on it. Man, Promethea's out of breath. Okay, you creepy son of a bitch. Come on, I dare you. No, don't. You're fat sow, says the shadow. Jesus, open you like a fish. Wow, the shadow monster slashes Promethea across the left shoulder. Oh God, leave her alone, you'll kill her. No, he won't. And Promethea picks up the shadow. Oh, yes, I will. And the shadow gets thrown in front of an oncoming flying truck and burst into bloody pieces. Like it was visceral. This thing's a bio-entity. It's not just a shadow. Wow, you killed it, said our protagonist. The Smee, don't be stupid. It's just winded. Come on, let's get out of here. Well, where are we going? Prometheus responds, well, I don't know. Just somewhere we could hide up and delay the inevitable. Geez, that thing cut me good. Ow. That ought to do it. So, protagonist and Promethea run into closed room. Okay, maybe it won't find us for a while. Christ, I must be nuts getting into this at my age. Look, what's going on here? And who are you? Who am I? Haha, well, that's a good one. Friggin' Promethea, you idiot. Alexandria 411 AD, don't be afraid. Ooh, the god Anubis, and then also it looks like the Greek god Hermes. Interesting. You are lost, but now you are found. Now everything is well. It's like the god's voice talking. Are they one being? They're one being. That's crazy. Are you one of my father's gods come to keep me safe? No, I am two of your father's gods. I am Thoth Hermes. Thoth Hermes. And I cannot keep you safe. Not in this present world. Why not? Our influence here is waning, our priests slain by those of the new god. A dark age is coming. Only in my world, the immateria, can I protect you, and there you would no longer be a little girl. You'd be a story. Well, would I still be alive? Would I be able to come back and visit this world? You would live eternally as stories do. As for coming back, well, sometimes if a story is very special, it can quite take people over. We'll see. Come along. Is your world very far? No, it is always in the place where you are standing. Tell me, child, what is your name? Promethea. See, Promethea was a real little girl who lived in the 5th century Roman Egypt. Her father was a Hermetic scholar, sort of like a magician. A Christian mob killed him. Not uncommon back then, but the gods intervened, taking his daughter into their world of myth and fiction, the immateria. Promethea became a living story, growing up in the realm that all dreams and stories come from. Sometimes she'd wander into the imagination of mortals. Charlton Sennett, the poet, Margaret Case, the cartoonist, and Grace Branagh, the illustrator, comics artist William Woolcott, and writer Steve Shelley, they channeled Promethea. Some of them, taken over by this powerful living idea, even physically became Promethea, either them or loved ones that they projected her identity onto. Margaret Case, for example, became Promethea to help out in the trenches of World War I. During the 20s and 30s, Grace Branagh took over. See, anyone with imagination and enough enthusiasm for the character can bring her through from the immateria by thinking themselves or others into the role. During the 1770s, Charlton Sennett's housemaid, Anna, became his dream lover, Promethea, transformed by the poet's imagination as he wrote a fairy romance for her. Steve Shelley did the same thing, only with his wife. Oh my god, you're the woman I tried to interview. You're Barbara Shelley. Kid, I pray to God you're not as dumb as you act. Yeah, I'm Barbara Shelley. Guess it's showing. Can't maintain the form forever. You know? See, it was my Steve had the imagination. He died in 91. Since then, Promethea has been getting more like me. Can't imagine her any different. You changed back. Boy, you're sharp as a tack, ain't you? I can't believe whoever sent that Smee thinks you're the next Promethea. Me? Well, ain't it obvious? They must have sensed it soon, as somebody even became interested in Promethea. I told you ought to drop it, but I can't be Promethea. We'd better hope otherwise. We maybe got half an hour before that Smee finds us. Do you write? Oh, well, essays and poetry and stuff, but take this. Go find somewhere quiet and write about Promethea, a description, a poem, anything. And do it quick. A Smee is a semi-mindless elemental entity. It'll probably rape, kill, and disembowel us, maybe even in that order. Oh, try to relax. I do not like the Smees. Her name was Promethea. Thou art I, and Promethea is what she writes. And take my name from he, bound to a rock and plagued by birds. In me burns his celestial stolen flame. I am the words made flesh, the flesh made words. I am Promethea. My father dead, martyred, his bones dabbed red with heresy, but those who would turn gold back into lead, by those who would turn gold back into lead, and sour a world by their sour alchemy. I am Promethea. God adopted one, reared in their immaterial hills and tales. My tale is in the world of substance spun, yet is my substance in the world of tales. I am Promethea, the child who stands between fixed earth and insubstantial air, a thought who yet treads matter's rain-swept strands, and mortals are the sandals that I wear. I am Promethea. Oh man, as she's saying this, the fucking Smee is sniffing them out and found their hiding place. From mind's pure light I stoop into earth's gloom, from fable's day descending into fact's cold, weighty night, from lyric atmospheres to mammal clay. I am Promethea, the rumored one, the mystic bow, that reason, the mythic one that reason strains to bend. Oh, the mythic bough that reason, bough like of a tree. I am that voice left once the book is done. Man, all of this was written in cursive, so it was a little harder to read. I am the dream that waking does not end. Ah! I told you I'd kill you. Where's the girl? Says the Smee. You're wrong about her. Whoever's talking, she's not the one. She just doesn't have it. Leave her be. Not what I asked. Where is she? Ah, who sent you? Is it the temple? Is it Jack Faust? Or the Night Queen? Oh God, I'm telling you, the girl's not the one. She's some useless kid. She's nobody. I am Promethea, art's fiercest spark. I am all inspiration, all desire. Oh God, oh geez, imagination's blaze and mankind's dark. I am Promethea. I bring you fire. Wow. So she transforms, our protagonist transforms into Promethea and sends a raging blast of fire into the shadow known as Smee. Oh, I'm too late then. Yes. With her staff, much too little. And much too late. Wow, she dissolves it with her fucking Hermes staff. Barbara must get you to a hospital. You were incredible. You were better than I ever was. Hell, you were better than Grace Branagh. You've lost a lot of blood. Don't try to talk. But I've so much I gotta tell you. There's so much you need to know. Oh, Promethea's got a tattoo on her back of a scarab beetle with wings. You need to know about your predecessors, Margie Case and poor Bill Wolcott and the rest. You need to know your enemies. It was probably the temple that sent Smee. Then there's the immateria. Hush, Barbara, there'll be time to tell me later, when you're well. Now that I'm back, I have all the time that there is in the world. Time. And the radiant heavenly city. And she flies off Spider-Man style to end book 1. Well, issue 1 of book 1. We will go on to issue 2 tomorrow because my wife is asleep and I don't want to make any more noise. Peace out, everybody. Woo!